Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm trying to reach Mr. Trosh Estrada.
Yeah, who is this?
Oh, this is Sarah Stratton, and I'm with the Department of Aging and Adult um, Disability Services, and it's in relation to the complaint that you had filed towards the end of December.
Yes.
And I'm following up with you, regarding your complaint, to see how things are going. I know you were raising concerns regarding your APS worker, I believe Macario Dagdagan, and his supervisor, Phyllis Pettis. And anyway, I'm calling to see how things are at this point in terms of your concerns.
Well, what do you know of my concerns?
I know some. Your referral indicated that you were concerned someone was making false allegations to APS.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you were able to, work with your APS worker at all regarding your allegations.
Well, no, that's why there's a complaint filed.
Yeah. So, in other words, you received no satisfaction from APS.
Yeah, it's not about satisfaction. Right now, what's happening is, for whatever reason, APS is creating fraudulent records.
I couldn't hear the last part. We had a cutout on the phone.
So, for whatever reason, that agent and their supervisor are creating fraudulent records. That's what's happening currently. Do you understand that?
Okay. And can you tell me what's fraudulent? Their records, like
Well,
where?
at this point, as you tell me, because you're at least trying to reflect some sort of understanding of what's going on, but also not understanding at all. What is going on is there have been false allegations made, and for whatever reason, that agent and their supervisor have decided to create fraudulent records and note it as if the allegations were not fraudulent. Do you understand that?
Oh, in other words, they were noting that the allegations were not fraudulent or false.
Exactly.
In other words, they were acting on them or asking you about them?
No, they did not. Again, that's I don't want to keep kind of spinning wheels here because it's a conversation that needs to be had with them and not me if you do understand what's happening, which is what's happening is they are deciding to note and record a situation completely different than what is known to have happened.
Okay. All right. So, again, of course, I'm rather, coming from a position of not really knowing why you believe the allegations were fraudulent.
Again, you're approaching this completely wrong. It's not about beliefs. We're not here in fucking church. This is a real situation in which, for whatever reason, false allegations were made about me, and this agency is deciding to note it as if those allegations are true. Now, the fact that the allegations are false is completely known. This isn't something that is hypothetical or philosophical. It's known simply by the fact that the agency themselves aren't helping me right now. Because if they were real, then they should be helping me. And if they're false, they should just note it as it being false. But for whatever reason right now, the reason that complaint was made is that agent and their supervisor are deciding to note it as not a false allegation, which again doesn't make any sense because if it was a true allegation, then they should be helping me. And if it was a false allegation, they should have no problem or any resistance to noticing as such. Do you know that? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what were the allegations?
Well, the allegation was one that I was not taking care of myself, and that I was not that my mental health status may need to be looked at. That's automatically inappropriate as it is, because this is something that I had tried to communicate to the agency previous of, hey, somebody may make false allegations. Here's the evidence that they're false. I don't need to be harassed by you guys, from this, because that's basically what it amounts to. When I have an agent showing up and saying, hey, we're being told that you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm like, hey, actually, that's a form of abuse because the person who made that allegation knows that that's not true and is using you in order to kind of impart abuse on me, that they're not able to do themselves. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that it makes it much more clear.
Yeah, I don't
So
understand why it's not clear to the agent and the supervisor. And again, this is a problem because this is preventing me from being able to protect myself from further abuse because they're making it seem as if the allegations were true. And again, if the allegations were true, it is not as if I don't need assistance, but they're not even providing that assistance.
okay, so in other words, if they declared the allegations to be true, you would be receiving services.
Not from them. Again, in all aspects, from adult protective services, it would be inappropriate for them to even explore the allegation simply because they have been previously notified that, hey, this is the issue. I have a public profile. My phone number is out there, so is all my other information. You may get false allegations about me. Here's, let's prevent that from becoming an issue. So do you understand that I made those steps?
Yeah, okay.
So that's number one. And then number two, even by the standards of the adult protective services, considering my age and my status, it would not be appropriate for them to explore those allegations on me. Not the way they have shown up to my house instead of calling or sending an email, or in other words, approaching the matter as if they understood that simply based on my age and status in life, it would not be appropriate for them to explore those allegations.
Okay. There's rules that
Again, the rules
actually
the
law.
rules are not meant to be so that you can have abuse through that agency. We all understand that there are rules in that if someone makes an allegation, that's why that agency is there to investigate those allegations. But again, those rules are not meant to impart abuse on people. So there are reasons why, again, I've stated those rules, why those rules should not have been even, excuse me, why those rules are not applicable in this situation. One, because that agency had been previously contacted and had been alerted to the fact that false allegations could be made, and in order to avoid both waste of budget, money, and everybody's time, as well as having that agency knowingly or unknowingly impart abuse, they were alerted of, here's what you need in order so that you would not have to approach those allegations the way they have. Do you understand that? Because I don't feel like
Yeah,
I keep repeating
yeah, it's
myself.
complex. It's complex.
It's not complex. It's very simple. Again, I have a public profile. My phone number, my information is all out there. There are people who I already know have had ill intentions towards me. Okay?
I agree.
So
I agree.
it's not a complicated situation in which the agency has already been alerted it wouldn't be appropriate for them to explore those allegations. And then for some reason, not only are they doing so, but they are deciding to falsely and fraudulently document what has happened. That's not complex. We just need to fix it and then as hold those accountable who have done it. It's not a complex situation.
So, what would you think would be the
Again, there's not about what I fucking think. Again, this is frustrating because you are calling me and you're supposedly well trained and it is your job to have a resolution. And if you understand the resolution is not what the fuck I think, it is what it is. There's a fraudulent record that has been made and needs to be corrected. It's not any more complicated than that. It's not about what anybody fucking thinks. It is the right thing to do simply because that is what has to happen in order for me to be able to protect myself from this continuing to happen. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I completely understand what you're telling me. Now, as to whether that fits with the laws,
This isn't about a fucking law. This isn't about the fucking law. Again, this is ridiculous that you're talking to me this fucking way. This is a conversation that's going on for way too fucking long for this to continue. All right? Simply fucking put, figure out what happened with that supervisor and that person that they are deciding to continue to have a fraudulent record. That's it.
Okay. I have your complaint, and I will make sure that it is noted. And
it's not about being noted. Again, there does need to be a resolution to this. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, who the fuck you think I am. But again, this is affecting my life. Do you understand that?
Well, no doubt I can tell that it is.
Well, then why the fuck are you acting like it isn't?
I'm not acting.
Well, to act as if it's something to be fucking noted, as if and put away, is to continue the same stupid backward ass shit that got us here. All right? No fucking city agency should be having contacts with fucking citizens and then just fucking noting it and putting it away in secret. How the fuck does that make sense?
It's really hard for me to answer that question.
Well, if it made sense, it would be simple. Again, you're the one making things complicated by not understanding how simple this fucking is. It's a fucking fraudulent record that is in my fucking name by that agency. And for some reason now you on top of dumb are acting as if it's an issue to have it corrected. Why the fuck do you want to have something secret about me that is incorrect?
Well, I certainly don't.
Okay then, so then again, so please act that way. Excuse me, what?
I'm very sorry you have gotten that impression. I simply do not want to make things more difficult for you.
Okay, well then, again, I feel as if we have re-gone over it many times. You seem to understand. There's something that needs to be done. Maybe it is just your choice of words that are very passive.
Yeah, I think so. I am going to not bother you about this any further.
Again, where are you confused? It's not about not bothering me. It's about something has to be done. What are you doing in reverse? This doesn't bother me. What bothers me is having to keep repeating that obviously I need some fucking actual follow-up, some actual resolution to this.
And you are saying you want no record of...
No, I am not saying that. I'm again, simple. Why the fuck is an agent of that agency deciding to keep a fraudulent record? That's it. Why answer that fucking question? If it's within the realm of being okay and everything's fucking fine, then there should be simple answer as to why it is decided to have a fraudulent record on file.
So you're saying the record should be...
Why are we going over this again? Again, the allegations are false. Everybody knows they're false. They have written it as if it is not false.
All right. I understand. I do not have that authority, but I can make that known.
How can you make that known?
Discuss with the individuals
Okay, and then what happens after that?
That is not anything I have in my realm of authority for sure. But
Okay. Again, this is fucking weird fucking talk about what your authority is, because that's backwards as it fucking is. If your job is to follow up on a complaint, then it is within your authority to know what happens after you make a step to follow up on your complaints. Unless what you're trying to say is that the way San Francisco handles complaints is, let me fucking listen to it and nothing will be done.
well, again, I do not have the authority to remove anything from.
Again, where the fuck are you? Do you have the authority to think clearly that nobody fucking cares what your authority is? Everybody cares what is the second step that happens after a complaint is made to you, who is in charge of calling me back, following up on that complaint, and finding out exactly what that complaint is, which is what the purpose of this phone call is. Is that correct or not?
Well, I will report our conversation so that it is known.
Again, reporting the conversation, number one, doesn't fucking answer the very easy question that I answered you and that I asked you. Number two, again, doesn't answer the question as to what the fuck happens after you report it. Again, nobody cares about the fucking fact. It's fairly understood that your job would involve fucking noting shit, unless your job is just simply to talk to people on the fucking phone, not write anything fucking down, and then just move the fuck on. Again, that's that question right now. Is your job simply to listen to a complaint and then do nothing about it because you don't have the authority to do anything about it, but as well as have never been informed as what would be a secondary step to do after you try to follow up with an agent as to what occurred?
I will make the report of your concerns, and whatever steps could or couldn't be taken is beyond what I know at this point.
So exactly. So again, you are a person who is in charge of following up with complaints that have been made against a city worker, and you're only been informed of to take a report and have no idea what happens afterwards.
Well, that is not an issue that I can be.
Nobody cares. Again, nobody cares about you. Your job is to serve the public. The public would need to know that in order to be able to resolve whatever issues have occurred and arisen from the agent's misconduct. Everybody would have to understand what would be the secondary steps after a complaint is made, unless the belief is that a complaint is made, it is listened to, not documented, and then everybody moves on as if the complaint was never fucking made in the first place.
So, if I understand, what you want is for the record to be abolished, right? Any record.
Not abolished. Again, corrected. I don't understand what your problem is understanding something. I don't give a fuck what is documented. What I do care about is that it be accurate. Again, you, for whatever reason, have this belief that is just simply about things can go away. I am not trying to make anything fucking go away, but I do need it to be corrected. Do you understand that?
That's different. And what is the correction you want in the record?
Well, what exactly do you not understand about a false allegation was made and that allegation has been proven to be false and the record does not reflect that? Do you understand that? It's only 3 steps.
I understand your statement about that.
It's not my statement. It's a fact. Again, you're acting as if things haven't occurred. I have a fucking email from the agent themselves. You should have access to that because it would be part of your investigative process. Again, you're treating me as I'm a fucking idiot, and what's actually happening is, for whatever reason, they've trained you to be an idiot in this job because you don't know what has occurred. You don't know what happens after you speak to me. You only know to speak to me, write it fucking down, and have no idea where that goes or what happens afterwards. At least that's what you're indicating.
Well, that's not exactly an accurate statement.
Okay, then what is the problem? Are you having a difficulty understanding the cognitive process of, if there is a record that is incorrect, the record should be corrected. It can be amended. There's different ways that city agencies all throughout the fucking world decide on how they're going to do that. But whether or not there should be a correction made to something that is incorrect should not cause your brain cells to fucking fry.
Yeah. I'm thinking making sure it is known that
Again, it's not about making sure fucking anything, because again, that there still has to be a secondary step. You are acting as if everything stops in one fucking step. I should not have to, when speaking to a fucking city employee, have to go through all the steps that are involved in a civic fucking duty. This is simple. There is a public record or a public agency's record that has incorrect information that I am asking to be corrected.
You know, let me ask you a question. How do you know that?
Because I am fucking me. The allegations were made against me. It's a city agency that is investigation, an allegation about me. And so the only person who knows the most about that is me. There's literally nobody in the fucking world that knows more about myself than me. That is the same for every individual in the world. None of us are fucking mind readers as far as anybody fucking knows. So nobody knows better what's going on in somebody's life and mind than that person. Do you understand how fucking stupid it is to ask me how the fuck I know a false allegation is false if it's been made about me?
Look, how do you know the agency has...
Again, the fucking agency wrote me a fucking email. Again, the issue is that you've been made an idiot and you're talking to me as if I am. It's not my fucking fault that your job keeps you fucking blind to everything that's going on. But you have a responsibility to understand that that's what's fucking happened. And just by the basis of your job, which is to follow up on someone's complaint about a service, would be to understand what has happened with that person and the other people.
Right. I understand that.
Again, but you're repeating yourself over and fucking over again by not understanding something as simple as, when I fucking talk, I talk about what I know about. I don't need to waste your time the way you have done with me talking about things that you don't know. I don't know who fucking trained you, who raised you. And that's the fucking problem. All of this comes back to a fucking child. A child that deserves to be fucking protected. And you're acting as if none of this is fucking important. There's no fucking way that you could be that fucking ignorant to not understand that this is about the fact that a child who has been there's been accusations made, that child has been hit, that child has been fucking sexually abused, has not been investigated. And all of that is tied to the fact that false allegations are being made about me that are not being investigated and also being documented as being correct. And that is why it is important for this particular record to be corrected, because it is one step in trying to protect the child.
So you're saying the agency should have the record stand that you're not self-neglecting.
Again, what I am saying is, if the agency believes that I am, then something is wrong either way. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, then, so why do we keep talking about it?
Well, I think I understand that. really not sure what is going to make things better for you.
Well, again, it's simple. Simply having a follow up as to what the fuck happened with that agent and their supervisor. You have not at all revealed that you have any ability to know what has happened with them yet. And so that would be the secondary step after calling me. Again, otherwise, there would be no reason for your existence as an employee.
So you're saying that you think I only am talking to you, right?
I am saying that you called me, you have not stated anything that you know about what happened through the other party involved. You are investigating a complaint. You are speaking to me. I have told you more than enough times. We are now have been on the phone for a fucking half hour. Do you think this is fair to me?
Absolutely not. I think it's
Okay then.
right.
So what is the problem?
I don't see a problem here
You don't see a problem with anything.
with our conversation.
You don't see a problem with us being on the phone for fucking 25 minutes.
I think it's very much bothering you.
No, it's not bothering. Yes, it is. Actually, it is. Can I please speak to your supervisor? Because I like this is ridiculous.
Well, that's fine. I will be back in touch with you.
No, again, it's not just that's fine. Can I please speak to your supervisor? How can I get in contact with them?
I'll give you my supervisor's telephone number, but I'm going to have to call you back. I'm not really sure which number to give you. I will call you back.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.